replay I sent you is from Combines. But
I noticed as soon as I opened it up, it made me giggle the title of it.
yeah, I used to do that. I used to do that too. Wait, hang on a bit. This is from 6 months. I thought this was different replay. I can't lie, but it's fine.
Yeah, it should be good.
We probably, yeah, we should probably see the mistakes anyway.
Yeah,
So
it's similar game. Obviously, it's more sort of decision making and things that we're gonna look at what things we do in certain scenarios, what habits we've got, and then how to fix them basically, and build up a play style from there.
yeah,
There might be
fair
one
enough.
or two little things that are causing us to be a little bit awkward in other situations, and it kind of helps that way. But we'll look at general positioning and stuff.
Yeah,
It's kind of
Okay.
a good one, this, because you've kind of got Tank who likes to stay relevant to the play a lot. He's very kind of chase heavy and he will stay quite annoying. So we're kind of
Yeah.
good to break down. Cat Dad's obviously SSL. NKR, is that Nakira?
Yes, that's Nakira. Yeah.
Alright. So you got Rezio. Rezio and
Rezio,
Nakira.
who is like
Are they both
low.
like prospects Chelly, low Chelly?
Rezio, I think he was Charlie, but now it looks like prospect.
He
right?
was sub
Meklo.
Chelly last season, I think, yeah.
Yeah, but Meklo is like prospect.
I thought he played better than that, to be honest. But yeah, I'll start and we'll get into it a little bit. Let's have a look at
Yeah,
our
he's
kickoff.
Did I butcher my kickoff? I think like I did.
So you're doing
Oh,
a
yeah.
kind of, it's not, it isn't a speed flip, you're using the air roll speed flip, aren't you?
Uh-huh.
So you're doing it, what you do is you do a diagonal flip and then you add air roll, and it's not quite a speed flip.
We might see another kickoff, and it might be quite like
Yeah, so we kind of get it really good. Might just be a little bit of over rotation. But it's,
I feel like I just butchered it. I can't lie.
yeah,
Because usually I do speed flip. I can't lie.
we'll have a look at another one, yeah. Yeah, because we don't quite get this cancel right. It causes us to go a bit too far forward.
Yeah.
And that's why it goes high. But
yeah,
we'll look at the next one. It's not a bad kickoff. Okay, and it kind of turned the wrong way here. Generally, you have better momentum, aren't we? Yeah, we're going to end up out this way. This will be ours. If not, the one down here is going to be ours. If you have good teammates, you should go this way and grab this one.
Yeah.
Which will leave that one for you, but it doesn't always happen. In this case, Nakira stole it.
Yeah, Nakira was the other side though, right? So he was on the other side on the kickoff, so he.
Yeah, to do diagonal kickoff. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah. I get bumped a little bit there, I guess, as well. I missed a pad.
You grab 2 pads though, and you rotate it back well. This is fine.
Yeah.
The actual rotation bar. Nakira waits a lot. I don't know why I never went for that. He should be going for that, to be honest. Yeah, it's kind of goal.
Oh.
Did he DC or something?
Yeah. No. He was trying to find a paddle.
Ah, right. Okay.
He's not using the whole game. He's not using power slide because it's on the paddle apparently.
This is fine. Some people do. I still don't do this, but you can speed flip towards this. Up to you.
Oh yeah.
Kind of you're almost just a tiny bit too slow on this.
Oh yeah, that's why I didn't get it, right?
But no, it's fine, because what you want to happen pretty much is by this time you should have your ball cam back on when this 50 happens, so we can see kind of what the outcome of this is going to be. we do get this back down. At this point, you would always kind of want to be turning up. We kind of want to be just grabbing it and turning up at this point. We're just like a split second behind. That's the only reason why we kind of missed this touch.
Mm-hmm.
Something relatively minor. Yeah, because you don't boost through it or anything. It's just unfortunate. Turn around and stay close. You don't even really need to even pop this off. Yeah, I can see what you're trying to go for. I would just keep behind the ball. You can try and take it down a little bit and then pop it off. It's going to be very, very difficult for people at our rank to kind of make an attacking play. You're going to need a pass or something with this. Going coast to coast is not that likely going to happen for us. So yeah, definitely just try and close the distance a little bit more. Try and get it away from this danger. That's fine though.
Yeah.
Teammate does a good job.
I should be turning for this, yeah?
Nope. I wouldn't. It's
okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Why?
Kind of two reasons why. I don't know if I've got a boost glitch. So on this scenario, you can kind of turn for this. It falls down sometimes to communication. You can go for this and pressure it, and you can be first there. But there's a thing called timing our arrival, timing our players in this. There's no way any of you are beating him to this ball anyway.
Yeah.
So we've got to think about what the follow-up options are. Nikira's our player with full boost. He's going to follow up. So it's the next kind of 30 seconds we need to be thinking about. He's going to have to sort of play this across his goal. He's going to pretty much always go to this side. So what I would do as I was you is firstly look to see if this boosts here. I don't know whether it's a replay glitch or not. If it isn't, we can kind of grab these pads and kind of play a support role here. Let him push into here. And then we've got two layers then. You've got a little bit more boost, but more importantly than not, Cat Dad's just done a play that's left him with 0 down here.
Yeah.
We need to buy him a split second as well. So we're not kind of like rushing the play and trying to go too fast because our teammates might not be ready. His options are limited anyway. We've already got an advantage. What we need to do in the next sort of 30 seconds from this is to secure more of an advantage. So there's little things by grabbing this boost, giving us a little bit more advantage to cover something aerial. Letting our teammate come up and support limits his options to what he can do with his outplay. But also Nikira, if he's quick enough, he can get this demo. So you got all these things are kind of stacking up against the team. All from this one hit. If we do this most effectively, and it's what you'll see the highest players doing, they'll try to get this demo, I'll bump him out, then push up, and then you got 2v1 with both of yous with boost, and your third man's got time to get that. There's no way this can turn against you if you do all of them things right.
Yeah.
So you kind of like, you can rush this ball and you can challenge this in this corner. But what's the positive outcome that you can get?
I can get it to middle to Nakira, to be fair. But that's with Meklo probably there, and
so it's kind of like rushing the play a little bit. Like Rezio's in a tough spot anyway. Yeah,
it's very awkward for him, to be fair.
I don't know. Cat Dad just keeps his speed up and goes for this. This is just like SSL. Like they do not need boost. Like I'd have expected him to just play a bit passive and grab this mid, to be honest. But that's Cat Dad trying to pressure. So he in essence cut you. You did fine. See how we've got your layer here and his layer. Take Cat Dad out of the equation because he should never be here. He goes for you. As soon as we see that, what should we be doing?
I should be going back because Cat Dad is 0 boost there. I know Nakira is behind me with a lot of boost, and he has way fucking better angle for this play than I do.
Yeah. As soon as he takes our turn, he's gone for that. We should be instantly like leaving the play as fast as possible. We should expect Nakira as second. He's still second to be able to follow up the next player. In essence, what's happened is you were first until you got to here and he went. he's took first from you, that makes us third because he cut you from third. The numbers always swap.
Yeah.
Kind of a technical way of thinking about it, but he's always second. He's in the second man position, always to follow up the ball. But again, the way I always break it down, traffic light system. This will follow on to our next bit. This will give you a bit of an advantage in midfield. Traffic lights, self-explanatory. We use the middle one as waiting or evaluating, kind of getting ready to go or getting ready to stop. Obviously, greens go, red stop. Pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
So what you can do in this scenario, so we've got, from this challenge, we've got a red light, we can't go, so we're out, aren't we? So we use this pad lane. Once we've grabbed a couple of pads, we're already on probably 45 boost. Grabbed a couple of pads here and here, using this trajectory. We can then take a more neutral stance at this point, and we can evaluate here. But what can we do from this point? We can then turn back up and follow the play if needed, and we can also go back as well if needed. So we're giving ourselves both options. What I used to have a very bad habit of doing, and what a lot of lower people will do, is they'll just go all the way back for this back boost. And then they've got no midfield presence.
Yeah.
So Nakira's next up on the play. You got one layer. If he gets beaten, you go all the way back. You've got one layer in two separate challenges. But he needs his second man to be able to follow up the play, doesn't he?
Yeah. So I literally grab those pads and turn.
Yeah. You can grab those pads and then we can have a look, see what the situation is. This is what our amber light is, because you can even, there's multiple little ways you can kind of do it. You can kind of break it down this little route where we can kind of go like this.
Mm-hmm.
But also there's that exact thing further back here.
Oh yeah, true.
So we kind of use them a lot. So this is like option 1, if we can go fast. Option 2, if we need to slow it down a little bit. But obviously this one or this one is option 3. So all the time when we're on this amber light, the reason why we use this pad lane to come back and not dip right out of the play is because at any moment we can turn back in, can't we? Any moment on this player. We can always go back at any moment on this player. We're giving ourselves all these options. We're waiting for them. It allows us to evaluate the player, think about what's coming next, and not just kind of throw ourselves at the ball. We kind of turn up, and we're almost too aggressive. So if Meklo actually hits this out, we're in trouble, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. We are in big trouble.
If you were here picking up pads, if he hits this out, you get to keep attacking pressure.
Yeah.
This is fine. Cat Dad cuts back in still with 0 boosts because he's a goat and he knows that he needs to buy time. He's a very, very intelligent player.
Yeah, I saw that kind of. I saw that yesterday. I was helping Dexterity out on rival tryouts, and yeah, I had Cat Dad on my lobby. Man's a menace.
He's very, very good at realizing where the gaps are, and I was kind of glad when I seen his name because I'll be able to show you some stuff. So he was on his rotation out, but he was keeping relative enough that he could turn back in.
Yeah.
With our hit angle here, we're very almost negative with our hit angle. We've kind of assumed the loss already before it's happened, because we don't need boost. We shouldn't be going for this.
Yeah.
What I'd like to see you when this ball's coming here and we see our teammate going close to it is have more of a neutral hit angle, or even starting to turn back up. Because
or I would probably, like, to be fair, I would probably do it like other way around. I think like so those stars or those markers like facing the other car facing the other way, so it's like there, yeah, like that.
It's slower
because then we have more of an angle, I think, to hit the net from slower position anyway.
It's slightly slower, and yeah, you're not wrong. It is a slightly better angle to shoot from, but with our third man not quite out yet. So this is kind of, I'll break this down this way. So in this type of scenario, if we imagine a line like this,
Right.
he's got this ball for free anyway.
Yeah.
So we can safely assume that this ball is coming this way.
Yeah.
So we already know the outcome because he's got a touch for free. He's just had it. Where you are positioned now is good. But we need to... So if we imagine this side is green or wins and this side is the loss, we're kind of playing second and third at the moment because we're covering the loss, aren't we?
Yeah.
If we were just playing third, we'd be expected to be somewhere near this boost, just covering this beat down here.
Yeah.
And our second man would be somewhere positioned mid, getting ready to follow up for the win.
Yeah.
As a general rule in freeze, you want one covering the win, one covering the loss. Because our third man's not back yet, your positioning is perfect. We want to be in amber, don't we? Getting ready to cover the win and getting ready to cover the loss. So with your positioning at the moment, we're first only covering the loss. So it's going to be very difficult if this ball comes fast for us to cover this win. Say if he somehow pinches it here, it's going to be very difficult to follow it up. Or if one of these guys kind of get a soft touch. It's all about being ready. It gets you in good habits so that when the play gets faster, you're going to be ready for any eventuality.
Right.
So what you're doing isn't wrong. It's just not optimal, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because if you're positioned facing the player with your nose pointed towards a player like this even, you can turn both ways quite easily and no ball is awkward. You're in essence covering all of this. Where at the moment where your car's facing, you're only covering this. Unless you turn around. Yeah. And at that point the balls could have already gone or one of these could have got a touch. If he hits this off the back body fast, you turning on like this, you will not get to it in time. You'll be beaten to it by the defense.
Yeah, true.
Akira comes ball side. So yeah, it's kind of, he gets beaten anyway off that player, so we do cover the loss. He gets that boost. So this is the problem with exactly what I was just kind of talking about.
Yeah,
where
I was too slow to...
You did the right thing. So from the situation, once this has already happened and he gets beat, you did the right thing of turning up and covering the loss.
Yeah.
What Nakira does is the thing I was just talking about, where he default to going all the way back. When in reality, if he sees you turn and go for this, so you've got your green light once Cat Dad's beat on this ball's coming down towards you, this is your green light to go for it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Even if he does this weird thing where he nearly hits you and comes this way and he's on amber, turns back up, he realizes, okay, he's taken first, I need to cut back in second because Cat Dad's going to be on his way out. So yeah, you did the right thing in this scenario, but watch Nakira. He's defaulted to playing very defensive.
Yeah.
So we've got to think about this outcome. You're first man. You've got a challenge here. You've got nobody there to support the player.
Yeah.
The only way you score from this is if it goes straight in this back half of the goal.
Yeah, that's where I aimed.
Wasn't it? I don't know. I haven't watched. But say if this guy gets a 50, this guy's more relevant and gets a 50 on you, and the ball trickles here. There's nobody here to cover all this space.
Yeah.
What Cat Dad should do, and what I expect him to do as a higher player, get to here, realise that Nakira's far back, and cut back into support. Okay, Nakira actually pushes. See how he's going to wait behind him.
I'm so out of the play.
It's a good rotation out, but again, as soon as you see now,
yeah, I take very scenic route.
As soon as we, same type of thing. As soon as we see our teammate get this win, what can we do?
I could go second.
Yeah.
I could turn back on the ball. I can't. While I was watching this, I was like, "Please fucking turn." I look at my car. I'm like, "Please fucking turn to mid." Like, cat that is not nowhere to be found. You should be going. Yeah. I'm going to third.
He gets a good beat, which is going to be awkward for Cat Dad.
Yeah.
So in this scenario, you would have had to turn around and come behind Cat Dad anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that it's not good what you did. It's just defensive. It's not optimal for the players because you will always have time to get back.
Yeah.
We've just played slightly more defensive than what we need to.
Yeah.
This is fine. So Cat Dad gets a good pinch.
Yeah. I'm just so far away at this point.
Yeah, so once Nikira gets beat, we're second man.
Yeah.
So similar type of thing. Ideal positioning on this would be somewhere around here, facing up the player.
Yeah.
When the challenge goes in. Pretty much there. We're just almost that half second behind.
Yeah.
So nice patience on this. So this falls down to the same thing. So the hit comes in at this point. But what you do really well is this: you are staying on your amber light at this scenario. You're waiting to see the outcome, aren't you? You're waiting to see what Rezio does.
Yeah.
He just hits.
Yeah. Exactly.
He just hits it away. Green light. We can have a shot. If he gets a better touch and it goes off this wall, you can still turn and address this, can't you? And buy these 2 time.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
perfect self positioning, perfect decision making. We're staying on the ground. We're only using little bits of boost to maintain speed. I was going to say maintain momentum and then got mixed up then. So this is much better what you do here. Yeah, it's just unfortunate. Unfortunately, we couldn't get a good touch on that. Something to think about in this type of scenario as well, what you can always do. They're not not a lot of people think about. We don't have to be so direct with this. Especially if you think your 2 teammates are a bit further back, or you know that they're both back, but it depends if they're coming or not. I know in 6 months they don't.
Yeah.
You'll see high players do this a lot. Bang this off this sidewall, break, and then jump for it. Try and follow it up yourself. It'll probably come a bit higher than this. But try to do yourself a follow-up ball. You can do this off the corner really fast and then try and follow up there. But as soon as you've hit it, break and then kind of, because obviously you don't want to flip into this ball.
Yeah.
If you flip into it this way, your momentum's going to carry you this way, isn't it?
Yeah.
But if you kind of drive and can catch this on the bounce with a solid hit, you can then turn and jump and double this, in essence, that way. Something to think about. Kind of shooting this wasn't too bad, but it's all about if you've got your second man, like these two are both like too far away. Obviously, you wouldn't have known that at this point. The reason why is because Nikira goes back with him and steals his boost.
Yeah.
Rather than staying in a second.
Yeah.
But look at watch what Cat Dad does here. He lets Nikira go. Alright, he got too far ahead of himself and then recovered it with mechanics. Disregard that bit. He used mechanics to get himself out of bad positioning. So that's the difference between what GC3 would do. They can kind of get, especially in 2s, get into habits of using mechanics to get themselves out of bad situations like that. But it's a touch. Yeah. The difference is a touch to their corner or a soft catch and an air dribble up forward. Good positioning will do that. And yeah. There's like a big misconception about speed in Rocket League that everybody thinks being fast and driving around fast is the best way to play Rocket League, but it's not. It's about arriving at the challenge at the same time. And we do that by being in the right position and choosing the right time to challenge for the ball. It has the perception of speed. So this is a great beat. Good positioning as
Yeah,
third. I like this. You're kind of still relevant. You're covering empty space. You're kind of getting somewhere where he could even possibly pass to you. But Nikira gets a beat.
Yeah.
And what's Cat Dad's job as second man?
he follows up the play.
Just following up on a player. Any possible whip.
Yeah. It's a good shot, to be fair. To the corner. With 0 boost as well.
Yeah, he's just trying to keep momentum. He's trying to play for this boost. Trying to stop it. He knows that kind of if it goes wrong, you kind of got this covered. And he can always turn back. He gets the beat. It's win-win scenario. He's kind of covering a lot of options. He's trusting you a lot in defense there on the loss. He's only covering the win. If that makes sense. On this challenge. But the same fact, he's that fast that he knows if he gets beat badly on this, he can turn back and help out anyway. I like this kickoff's pretty good. Only thing is we do delay our flip for a second. I think you're just lining up slightly, aren't we? Do you have like reference spots?
Lining up, yeah.
Yeah.
So I can get that boost easily, like both.
This is fine. Nikira's gone back, that's right. Right, so as a rule on kickoff, when we do it like this, as a rule on kickoff, when it's standard kickoff like this, anything past this goalpost line is Nikira's to follow up on.
Okay.
Anything mid or this side is yours to follow up on. Especially this ball. Cat Dad's going to be going for this boost. I'd be grabbing this pad and jumping for this. Let me see this from your perspective.
Am I just pushing out? I feel like I'm just pushing out.
Yeah, I'd definitely be jumping up and boosting for this with 50 boost. 100%.
Yeah.
It doesn't. This kind of like it seems like a nonsensical touch that you're just kind of touching the ball.
Yeah, but I'm also taking Meklo out with that.
It's a numbers game, yeah. If he goes for it, like these guys are out, the ball's 0, the butt facing the wrong way. He's probably going to get Tank's probably going to get the boost, but it's going to give you a huge advantage, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've got one and you've got 2 guys. You've got another guy here.
Yeah.
So because
I can just jump.
Yeah, because Tank's dipped for this boost. A second, he's come. You can see his boost. He doesn't even want to follow up on the ball. A lot of super aggressive players will start doing this now, and the only way to outplay that is to be aggressive to the ball. He's choosing boost over ball, so we got to think about whose challenge is what. So our first people to challenge. Rezio was a kickoff taker. Cat Dad was a kickoff taker. We're our 2-2s, aren't we?
Yeah.
He's a 3. And now we've got a 3 down here. So if we can challenge a low number with their 3, it's always going to be a huge advantage for us. If he doesn't go,
right,
you're in essence challenging their last man with 2. So yeah, definitely be aggressive on the follow. Second man is the hardest thing to play in 3s. To play properly. Third takes the most discipline, but it's relatively easy. You just protect the net. Like you just don't go when your teammates aren't back. It's as simple as that. But second, it's kind of a judgment game, because if you dive in that you're already beat a ball that you're already beaten to here. So, I mean, he's not that fast. You could have easily gotten to this first, to be fair. If he's beating you, if he's clearly beating you, you can't go because you're going to leave your teammate in a 2v1 because Tank's going to turn up. but it's kind of like very, very situational. I'd definitely be challenging for that though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of get ourselves really awkward here
Yeah, I'm super awkward.
because we didn't go for this challenge. We're kind of like this. Nikira doesn't know whether he should go or not, and Cat Dad's just gone back as safety. It's kind of threw everyone into this like ultra defensive, like, oh, what's happening kind of moment. You kind of got to make your mind up with situations like this. When we're close to the play and the ball's coming to us, either you need to go early or don't go at all.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because in this scenario, Nikira can cut in. He's got an extra layer of Cat Dad covering the front post, and you'd be the third layer, wouldn't you?
Yeah, fair enough.
We've got a nice 3 layers there. So just be careful of realizing when our plays up. If we ever feel awkward, we're in the wrong position.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a weird turn from Nikira. I'm not quite sure. He just got himself really awkward.
Yeah.
So, again, opposite type of thing.
Remember.
We look at Nikira's point of view.
Yeah.
If he realizes him diving in ball side like this is not going to add any value to the player.
Yeah.
This would be a cut. He can't demo. It's just going to cause confusion. If he just turns at this point and goes back post and just waits to see what's going to happen here. Already got 2 guys in front of him that need to go first. So if I play it from a point where I just go back, grab these 3 pads, and I'm waiting here as Nikira.
Yeah.
That's
the
so
easiest
easy.
fucking ball. Yeah.
But because
the easiest.
we kind of like cutting in and can we go trying to help out? We're trying to be, proactive and help out rather than just covering what our duty is.
Yeah.
He gets his score done. It's like, best way I can describe it in situations where like these are in the corner, we always have one in the corner challenging for the ball. We always have one front post getting ready. So if this guy starts to push up, you want to be there to follow up. You want to be close enough that you can beat the ball. So you start pushing out with. The third man just sits. As I used to tell people as a rule, like, until your first man gets past the halfway line, do not leave this net.
That's quite a long time, I can't lie. But I might be very much there.
It seems like it.
I am very. I play very, very like passive most of the time, like for no reason whatsoever. So
that's a much better kickoff. Yeah, that's lovely.
Yeah.
You lost it back right as well for Cat Dad. Nice. Great kickoff.
Yeah.
Why is Nikira stealing your boost?
He's literally boosting to get that out, like not to stay on play, just get the boost.
I mean, it's just odd. It's just odd because what should happen is you can go like this and turn and question, and then he can flip back and go like this and then question, and you've got the 2 layers here as well as him up here. Like by him cutting in here, it makes you have to go the long way around.
Yeah.
It doesn't even turn up.
Yeah. Remember when I said he didn't have his power slide for the whole game?
It's still.
Nakira.
He can still go like this. He can still go. He can grab this boost and then turn up. He sees his teammate's got free ball. He needs to be here. In this space. You're never going to score unless you've got a guy here. Never.
Yeah, that's very true, to be fair.
Oh, he does get there. I'll give him his due. He just did a weird turn. He turned backwards instead of up.
Yeah.
And look, he just creeps up a little bit close. So once he's got this for free, he needs to be waiting in a neutral position. He needs to be more sideways. He turns.
Facing the ball, not like.
Yeah, so rather than turning here and then stay neutral straight away, he's went forward and then turned neutral. And it got too close. Yeah, it just gets too far up and too much of a positive hit angle. Like, once it's different if we know we've got free possession. It's going to be hard to explain in this now. So we can see that they've got possession here, right?
Yeah.
It's quite easy to see.
Yeah.
What position's Cat Dad in?
Cat Dad is third.
He's in that. His car's in like a neutral position, almost like a shadowing position, isn't he? He's not facing his nose forward.
Yeah.
In an aggressive.
So basically, I mean, in this situation, I mean, he would be third because he just made a play, right? But he can cut to play second as well if Nekiro gets the ball.
Yeah, he should ideally. If he can't get a bumper at any value, he should just turn out. But
yeah,
he's just trying to help out and be as awkward to these and force something to happen because he knows he can get back. But with this player, myself talking about Nekiro, the ball's coming this way, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
All the players are coming this way. He's coming this way. So
yeah.
So why are we faced this way?
Yeah, that's true.
So if he was literally exactly the opposite here, traveling to where this ball's going, just to meet these, almost shadow, right? One of them's hit it too far away from himself. I can go.
Yeah, challenge.
One of them booms it off the wall. Oh, need to go back, take another lot. I can go down here.
Yeah. And that would make me go in that case.
If probably. If he hits it sort of off this
if he hits it on mid.
Exactly right, yeah. So if blue team, I'll use the nice blue one, hit it off this wall and it comes down here, that's your green light, isn't it? That's a free touch for you to come up and play on. What Nekiro should do is, given he's in this scenario, like this position, is turn here and then ask himself the question, what's happening here? Is another guy chasing it down? Has he got it for free? Okay, he's got a free touch. Okay, I'm going to turn back up and support him. Say you miss this ball. We accidentally flip to the left. The ball starts coming back down this way. He's there to cover that, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
Because we always want 2 layers. I could leave this ball for you and go just demo, but if you miss it, no one's there. It's like always trying to cover eventualities. Always want 2 people relative. But by him just doing this little turn and then deciding on the outcome of hit this. So every time a touch happens or challenge happens, we want to be in a neutral position, evaluating what's happening. If you watch the pro replay that I broke down, you'll see it.
I actually.
They do it so quick, it's incredible.
Yeah, I actually watched that replay, and that's what your replay review on that, and that's what made me kind of actually want to get this coaching session. I can't lie.
This is kind of good, but he stays relative with Nekiro. You do the right thing. You take the challenge. 2 of them have gone in. You kind of took the play down this side. He's kind of just got a little bit too ahead of himself. If he'd have been a little bit more sort of this way. One thing I always say is if the ball's on this side, we have the front post line. These are so incredibly helpful. We want to be just this side of it. We want to be just this side of it.
Yeah.
That's going to give us the best opportunity to block a shot, turn back in.
Yeah, because you should always kind of shadow the same way. You should like going from the other post to the post that you're actually going from one post to another if you're like actually shadowing the play as well.
Yeah, because we don't mind them being in our corners, do we? It's the safest place for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, what am I going to tell you not to do in this scenario?
You're gonna tell me not to cut.
We kind of...
Not that.
It's speed and momentum is our friend. Timing is our friend.
Yeah.
We come down here, we stop, and we kind of just position here. Nikira's kind of going to deal with this. Catdad's going to be getting back to kind of follow him. Again, these are addressing this. We kind of just got to trust them. If they mess this up, that's not on you. I would be swinging across this way and trying to come in, grabbing a couple of pads and coming in as last. Reason being, these three should not all be here. If these guys were smart, there would be another guy here.
Yeah.
And that would be your job to kind of look to see if you can get that demo on him and break down there, because this is such a danger area, like we said before. Yeah. No one's covering that for them. Like, they're just chasing. So what Tank does really well, he just keeps up speed, and he's almost very annoying to play against because he'll just keep going and he'll rotate in and out, but every single time he's rotating in and out, he's getting bumps, he's getting demos, he's grabbing boost. He'll go for the ball, can't get it, okay, bumps, demos, boost, every single time. That's what makes Tank an annoying player to play against, that, and he just keeps constant speed. Confuses his teammates, but it's annoying to play against. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what that little section of play was about.
I feel like I stopped because I saw Catdad there.
Yeah, no, you did right. You did right.
Yeah.
I just mean like it almost like everyone just kind of like froze for a second on the pitch.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I think is this a glitch in the replay at first, but no, everyone just stops. So this is
back first, yeah.
What you did is fine. You did this turn, and we get to this point. Okay, what's happening? Okay, it's bounce back middle. This is a point of contact on the wall. This point here, when we get here.
Yeah.
This is the point we need to make a decision. You decide. Okay, I need to defend this. I can't go for this back boost. Perfect decision.
Yeah.
We want to cover this. This is a threat, isn't it? Rezio's in a good position to follow up. This ball's coming back here. He's out of the play a little bit. Perfect decision. We haven't got time for boost. We know that because of where the ball's going. But again, it's all about timing. He gets this touch, which is weird as shit. Again, it's kind of like this is your ball to go for.
Oh yeah, true.
Because what we do is, you're exactly right when we said kind of in a way that you should have stayed back post. But again, it's kind of, we're waiting to see what happens. When he gets this weird pop, we can then commit to going off the backboard.
Oh yeah, true.
If we creep up past this post, it cuts this option off, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, if it's kind of another scenario though, but if this ball was more central and it comes to Rezio, you have to go past this post. Because you have to challenge him on this. You have to close distance.
Yeah, definitely. If he's there, just have to go.
Yeah, it's like goalkeepers when they're 1v1, they just make themselves as big as possible, get as close as you can, and just hope he scuffs it. It's the only thing you can do in that situation. Nikira gets a good hit though.
And that's my ball now.
That's fine. That takes a... So watch what Tank does. Goes to go. Gets too aggressive. He's very, very aggressive.
Yeah.
when the touch happens, he's in a more neutral position. Kind of, it will not give you any space on the pitch for free. He's going to make you work for it.
Yeah.
A lot of people that drive back and just try and catch that and settle for it here. But by him going there, it allows these two to get back.
Eklo just doesn't.
Yeah, Meklo didn't, yeah. He just stayed on.
I'm way too into the play here, even though I got cut by Nakira.
Yeah, this is fine. This is great positioning. Almost start, yeah, to creep up just too much here. Because we want to see the outcome of this, don't we?
Yeah.
This is... yeah, I suppose you kind of could think of a second. Yeah, Nakira's just should never be going for this.
Yeah.
That was a goal-scoring opportunity for you, that.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're all in the same. But it's fine. We turn around, we reassess the situation. Works out fine. Not bad, that. Pretty much all of that was fine.
I was so annoyed by that catch. I can't lie. I remember that catch by Tank. Why am I so close?
Yeah, because Nakira looks like he's rotating out.
Oh yeah, true.
So this is where car language is a big thing, and this is one thing that like, he's got such bad angles with his car placement that like why he's facing this way, you ain't never scoring that. You're taking the win, you're covering the win. You should be in here facing this way, getting ready to do this. You covering the loss perfect. You're playing perfect third man positioning. I'd like to see a slightly more diagonal to try and cover anything high and mid, but where your actual car is really good. He's not got challenge, but yeah, Nakira's just really odd car language and really odd positioning. He then turns back in here. So I would have thought that he was turning out at that point, but yeah, we kind of just creep up a little close. So what we've done from here, where we should be very careful as third, evaluating the situation all the time. Where have we got our green light from? We've got our green light from here, haven't we?
Yeah.
But
as soon as I see Cat Dad hit the ball, I thought it was gonna be mine.
But we don't know what's happening here yet.
Yeah.
This is where we need to be very, very careful as third man. As third man, general rule, you don't go unless it's absolutely free. Unless you 100% know, or one's rotating out. This I say about third man is all discipline. Very, very hard to do a third man well and not go. I would have assumed he went out at this point as well. He comes off the screen and he stays off his screen.
I don't even see. Yeah.
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 It's
I think I'm second. Yeah.
I don't blame you for this. Yeah. I would do the same thing. I think it's just bad positioning. The one thing you can do is maybe use your right stick to just flick over and double check he's going back, but you shouldn't have to. It's just your teammates. Yeah, you don't know until you're already here.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just bad positioning from your teammate. Like I would never expect them to turn out and then turn back in here. Never.
Yeah. But I mean, they're a prospect. So.
Yeah. Good save there.
Yeah. Yeah. That's comms. I saw Cat Dad with 0 boost. Huh.
Yeah. If he was on the backboard like this with 0 boost, I'd go for this as well. I'd be making sure.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was doing there. But...
No, it's fine. It's good patience, and we got the ball for free. Nice. It's perfect. Anything slight creep up too far?
Yeah, just a little bit, but
it worked out because the situation happened that we were close enough to the player to beat their second man.
Yeah.
So because they've got no middleman, you can push to here.
That's true.
So this is perfect. If Meklo was more middle, I would stay more back. But because he's over in the same corner, what we've got to think about is possible scoring angles, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, by the time this ball comes down, he's going to be coming from here. He's got tight hit angles. If he's here and going for this, he's going to have much wider hit angles.
Yeah.
It's going to be much harder for us to save. But yeah, he's just in the wrong position. I don't know why Rezio's in the back corner getting boost. But it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really good beat, to be fair. Nice control. Oh, it's a shame. Tank's just too fast. Good player, though. Really good player. It is weird for Nikia. See how he flips in the play? We never ever want to be flipping when something's about to happen. You got like a second and a half there of an animation that needs to play.
Yeah.
Nice rotation out as well, by the way. He used the ceiling to build up speed. Grabbed a couple of pads and then took a wide approach to net. That was really nice, actually. Slightly awkward on the post. That catches me out all the time.
Yeah.
Trips you up.
Yeah, it's fucking annoying, bro.
But because we rotated through nicely and we got our nice positive hit angle, took our time, we got a nice good clear again. That's twice. And Nikira's there for a follow-up. It's brilliant. Good counter-attack. But yeah, definitely is.
Yeah,
this is called an extended rotation.
Yeah.
When he's challenged for it and then just tried to get this mid boost, and you've played it. I always do this. I play it forward and try and get it to this mid boost or somewhere near this mid boost.
Yeah, I'd like to do that as well, but I just don't get to do it in all. So
anywhere near GC2, you'll find him doing this all the time. Anywhere near GC1, this guy's going for this boost most of the time.
Yeah.
But no, it was a good play. He peaked. He made a perfect decision and he kept relative and he did good speed. He waited and waited and waited to see what the outcome was. Realised he's got a free touch and goes at the perfect time and absolutely bangs it bottom corner. Like, if you'd have showed me that shot on its own and then showed me the way he's been driving about here, I would not have told you that was the same player.
Yeah, that's true. But that's Nikira for you, to be fair. Like, he has some weird decision making sometimes. Why am I turning back?
It's kind of fine. So what we're doing here, what we're doing right, we're in a nice neutral position, aren't we? We're waiting to see what he's going to do. Possibilities, what can he do? He can slow dribble it. All right, well, we can close the distance then.
Yeah.
And then address again once he gets closer, depending on how far he lets it. If he starts to jump or he jumps, we jump.
Yeah.
With a flick. But if he takes his time and buys time here, Cat Dad's going to be back, which means we can just go. If he's a good player, he'll have the flick covered.
Yeah.
So he ain't scoring a flick. So the biggest threat is what? Him going straight up with an air dribble. You've waited nice and back and waited for the outcome. Okay, he's got a soft touch. We can start to push up a little bit. Oh, Nikki was cutting in. But that's fine with second man. But this turn is a preemptive turn. I would have just waited here. Just kept this for a lot longer. We've got to remember Cat Dad's going to be behind us.
Yeah.
Just to see if we can follow this and then make our decision. Because we're second. If this ball gets banged on net and your third's not there, what is that? Your third's not there, then it's not your fault. It's your third man's fault for not rotating back fast enough. He should be there.
Well, he's very much there. To be fair.
Nikira stays in. So see the difference between Cat Dad, how he's in more of a neutral position, getting ready to follow up. He can kind of cover the loss a little bit and kind of cover the win. I guarantee you now, as soon as you move up here, he'll go mid. Yeah, we're kind of a little bit too far across, but you can see. Can you see how he's kind of covering the loss for a second and then sees the outcome and then moves into middle?
Yeah.
It's almost like. I hope I'm making sense because I sound like I'm waffling a little bit in this one. I am making sense.
No. I understand what you. I understand you perfectly. Right.
It's a good kickoff. We got burst. We flip back, try to get back fast. That's fine. We can go. That's always your ball, yeah. Nice, exactly what we were talking about earlier on. You're not sure if your teammate's ready. You're trying to get a follow-up touch to get it round. Trying to play it to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that. See how these look at this positioning from Cat Dad.
Yeah, he's so ready to.
You see the same thing from higher players every time. You pinch this across and he's just there and it's bang, and they're going to be like, how is he there for that? Because he's waiting to see what happens. Because he's there relative to the player with the speed.
Yeah.
He gets pinched and Akira just flips across. This is really good. So in this scenario, so we want to rotate out, don't we? We've just made our player.
Yeah.
You can definitely go grab this boost, 100%. But then we're going to have to find a way to rotate out without bumping these two. So Nakira's got his green light. He should go across this. He's already started flipping it, which is good for him. So he should close this down. What Cat Dad should do is play a bit more passive and do like an S-curve and see if he can go. See if he can support or see if he has to turn back.
So none of that happened.
That's what I'm just thinking. So,
I mean, I got the boost, I suppose, but
yeah. So it's kind of a bit of a nightmare because what you can kind of do is be obstructive to come with these, and you come behind. They still allowed these two to go because you've stayed in and went like this and come ball side. It's forced both of them to go like this.
Yeah.
With very negative hit angles, because when we don't know what's going to happen and our teammates they're like, well, I can't go now, but I've already kind of got into this position.
Yeah.
So they're confused. They'll be confused about the rotation. See, it's still the same thing. We stay in again. They can't go. They're both facing backwards. Both of them want to turn in and go for it, but they can't because we've cut back in.
Yeah.
So instead of one of them putting a challenge in here, it's got all the way back down to here.
Yeah. Fair enough.
And these two have been really awkward the whole way time. So that's it. It's very, very important to just come out instantly because you're going to have two people there waiting to just go for it. To be fair, you did pretty fucking well with it. You nearly scored. You could have scored from that, to be honest. But like everything in Rocket League, it's completely situational and will make a fool of me sometimes. But yeah, it's kind of like it's more sort of optimal for the challenge to go in here and you to kind of cover this middle or this side and let them two come in for that. Weirdly enough, it did work out, but we move. See, Cat Dad, what's he doing?
He's in a neutral position and he's seeing what is happening, what is going to happen on play next.
Yeah, exactly right.
He's looking at this 50 that is about to happen.
Neutral position, getting ready. So he's waiting for you to come back out.
Yeah.
So he knows he has to play second and third for a second, doesn't he? So he's waiting in a neutral position, ready to cover the loss if he needs to, which would be third in this scenario, but also to cover the win. So it'd be second.
Yeah.
So he's kind of getting ready. He should, because let's play this forward slowly, see the outcome. Neutral, neutral, neutral. Sees the outcome now, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So he's going to try and Now reposition.
Okay.
He's going to try and get here, make a start. He's probably going to look again and see if he's air dribbling this or whether he's just hit it. We can be coming down here and asking ourselves the same question here, can't we?
Yeah.
Nikira just needs to come out of the play, try to get bumps, demos, boost blind back. So because he's in such a good neutral position, this allows him to go in midfield. But Nikira's just rotated out fast, brilliant. You've also took a really nice approach and also got a neutral angle here. That's really good positioning from you. Absolutely perfect in this one.
Done.
Then he gets this touch, so we turn up. Lovely. But because he was aggressive in midfield and positioned right, it's the difference between them on attack and us defending our net to us maintaining pressure. Now, because he's done that, you're in position, you've got full boost. Nikira's in position, he's got full boost. And we've held attack as well.
Yeah.
It's all threes, it's pressure and numbers. Pressure and numbers every single time.
Yeah.
Nice turn. So we're going to cover second and third, aren't we? Until Capdad gets back.
Yeah.
Neutral position. Lovely. Okay, he gets the loss. We can go for it.
Yeah,
I just think you've rushed this a little bit. I think it's all it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
You just rushed the touch a little bit. You could.
Yeah, I tried to take a better angle on it as well, but I just should have evaluated a little bit more.
Yeah, it's literally it. You could have come down here and power slide, and just maybe look at a play from there. Air dribble. That's what I would have done. I would have went for a little air dribble play off this. Buy him time.
Yeah.
You just try to push it, and that's literally it. Mechanical things are going to happen. There's nothing I can tell you or say about mechanical things. It's just a case of it's going to happen sometimes. Even the best pro players make mistakes. Zen's even on goal, do you know what I mean? He smashed it straight into his own net. Like, stuff's going to happen. I wouldn't get too beat up about it. If you miss the ball or get a poor touch, it's just is what it is.
Yeah.
Once we get this touch and we're already on ball side, so we're last in the rotation, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're our third man. We don't need to worry about the ball. We've got 1 to go and then we've got 2 to go, so we don't need to worry about the ball. So when we're off the ball, we need to add as much value to the play as possible for our teammates. We need to try and create an advantage for us. We need to try and take some of their advantage away, don't we?
Yeah. I should be taking this boost and then I should demo Rezio.
Exactly.
That's what I should have done.
Yep, and then even, rotate backwards. So by this 2 small little things, just make your teammates' lives a lot easier.
Yeah.
We kind of like your intentions are good. We're trying to help out. We're trying to do something for the player. Why this word? Okay, that's fine. But yeah, it's the difference between you kind of come in this way. It kind of works out anyway because they get a touch to the side. If that was a much faster play, it's the difference between you being here to support Nikira and being stuck on this wall somewhere.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the rotation. If you stick to this where we come in, we come out and come in as last. It avoids confusion, but it keeps a rhythm going so that we don't leave an open net at any point. And I'm not saying like, you rigidly have to every time go back post and be sat exactly in this spot. Rocket League doesn't work like that. It'd be lovely if it did, but it'd be pretty boring. That's why we use this sort of amber light, this amber thing where we can turn back in and out at any point and address the situation. It's like dynamic positioning, if you like. The best way of thinking about it. That we can kind of cover 2 things at once.
What am I doing, bro? Did I get beat?
It's by you taking this. You just waited here because these two in the corner. What you did here is exactly the right thing. You can't go until one of them comes back. You don't want all three in the corner because if one person beats you, they beat all three. So by waiting front post like this is perfect because all three of them are in the corner. No one's mid. What you did is perfect. We wait. Whoa. Oh, my Rocket League had crashed in for a second.
Yeah, it looked like that.
We waited to see his touch. We've closed the distance. He gets a flick, unexpected touch. But it's bought. See how it was taking the second as bought with two teammates time to rotate back in.
Yeah.
Nikira has to go quick because this ball's a danger. He's a little bit slow, to be honest. You would have expected him to be more sort of here. So in an ideal scenario, he should have done this, but because you took that little bit of time, where's Cat Dad?
Cat Dad is yeah.
Yeah, somebody you give him time to get this boost by taking your little bit of time here. And it gets your third man a good hit. What I would like to see you do in this scenario, extend your rotation slightly. Because we got to think, if this ball goes in off this, there's nothing you're doing about it anyway. It's going in if it's going in kind of scenario. So what we can kind of do, extend our rotation just a little bit and think if one of these two can get a good clear up, I'm gonna be onto that. Or I'm gonna demo this guy. So just in that scenario when you've gone first and nothing's coming, you think one of your teammates, I see two people behind me full of boost like that, I'm going up. You know, this isn't
fair.
It's one of them scenarios where they're either scoring or you have a good chance to score. But yeah, just something to keep in mind that you can do that. Because you could have kind of, well, I don't think you'd been able to follow that anyway. Actually works out from where you were, but never mind. Most of the time, if you were kind of up here, Cat Dad would try and look for you on that scenario. Higher players kind of do that, fast counter attack like that all the time.
Yeah.
This is fine. Yeah, you do exactly the right thing. I think I would have done exactly the same as you, but same thing with Cat Dad as an SSL player. Watch. He thinks I can go for this. He's going to see that you're there. He's going to turn around, reassess the situation in a neutral position. Okay, I can't go for that.
He goes up the wall and gets it there.
Puts the challenge in as well. Yes, he's not throwing himself into any player. He's kind of evaluating. It becomes an issue if Nikira tries to go because then they're kind of both going. As long as Nikira stays there and two of them don't go in the corner, it's fine. He's not expecting Nikira to push. If as a high thing, you know that you never want more than one person in the corner. It is pointless. If one of you is beat, both of you are beat. It's just never a good idea. He knows that. So he knows he can just kind of stay relative to this corner. The ball's coming down that side and he can just sit. He gets demoed, but...
Oh, that's what he meant!
And
I remember Cat Dad saying that I stole his boost.
No, you've taken first man, it's your ball, your boost.
Yeah, definitely, but...
Yoink. This is fine. He shouldn't be... He should be staying middle on this. He rotates out because he's got no boost, and Akira comes in. It's what kind of works out. Yeah, it's kind of a weird scenario.
Yeah, we are kind of both in the same spot. Cat that kind of gets there because he gets bumped, and I just don't react to that, I guess.
Yeah, we kind of default to doing this and just going back and then sitting on the line. When in reality, if we seen this happen, we'd want to turn.
Yeah, I should have cut
Turn and
or went to the ball straight up.
Yeah, turn and assess the situation. Is one of them following up? Yes. Okay, we need to get 50. But it'll buy him time.
Yeah,
And it just because he gets bumped like this, we kind of just both end up in the same rotation. But again, it's the difference between a challenge going in here and a 50 here than him getting to our backboard.
yeah,
It's like that. He was first man, you were second man, so it was your job to follow up. Nobody followed up, so they get more of the pitch. Does that make sense?
yeah. It makes a lot of sense.
Nice. I don't know what Meklo was doing. It was a really good touch from Nakira. Just a little bit too far away, but... Oh, he thinks Tank's going to go for it, and Tank's trying to demo, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, fair enough. And he gets dunked. There
Yeah.
it is. And
Yeah, I
that's
just
the last few
wanted to
seconds, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, you do the right thing, because if they've got the ball in front, they're trying to dribble it in front of their net, I'm diving in for that all day long.
Yeah,
Like, you're going to dribble it in front of your net with a big, massive goal behind you, I'm going to try to sink that. Like,
yeah, of course.
but yeah, kind of Tank's fault that Tank should have just took that ball. Confused his teammate. But
Yeah,
yes, I think the kind of biggest things with us, I think the first one is definitely that second man positioning. Just kind of being ready to cut back in if we need to. Kind of just taking that split second to assess the situation would be the first biggest thing for you. Try not to default to just going straight back.
yeah,
Second one is our ball side rotation. See if we can add value to the player. If we can't, we come across diagonally straight away, instinctively. We just come to the back. And what can I give you for a last one? Because a lot of them two have covered the majority of it. Because I think generally your defensive positioning is pretty good. I think you are naturally a more defensive player, aren't you?
yeah. I've been trained to do that. I play once against like very much higher players than me, and what tends to happen is I sit on goal line a lot of the times because they are so much faster than me, right?
Yeah.
And like I have like 12 saves, and it's a close game because of it. It goes back to once, realistically. I just tend to be the more like defensive player in a lot of scenarios. I take like less risks and stuff like that. I've noticed.
It's not a bad thing. It's going to stop you from getting scored on, but it's kind of situational. When you're last back on the run, you kind of have to, yeah. But yeah, there's definitely moments where we can kind of cut back in, because we just need to not make our decision that we're going. So when we're on our way out, I want you all the way just driving. If we need to get back fast, we need to get back fast. We need to go back anyway. We've already established that we can't go from that scenario. If it's boomed. Yeah. If it's not boomed, and we all the way as we're rotating out, we're picking up pads, gaining boost, looking for value. This is where I want you to be kind of assessing all the time. Can I cut back in? Using your right stick to see, is my teammate too far back? It just takes a flick across just to see where that orange bar is. Okay, he's over there. I need to cut back in. your right stick's so powerful in this game, and a lot of people don't use it till later on. But yeah, definitely think about challenges in midfield more. If you can get a challenge in midfield and keep that attacking pressure like we saw there, it's going to help you out so much more.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I definitely the last one I'll give you is, I'm gonna challenge you a little bit. I want you to really start working on some ground to air dribbles.
Okay.
I think there's a couple of little moments where we had a little bit of possession and a little bit of space between us that we could maybe, I mean, it doesn't need to be anything fancy, but that we can pop it up and buy our teammates time, but also be an aerial threat. Because at the moment we're doing a lot of stuff right, we're just a little bit two-dimensional.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that's like the thing with me, right? Right. Like I tend to just shoot, right? Well, when I have the chance, because well, in prospect, kind of works, doesn't it?
Of course it does, yeah, because a lot of the time they don't know how to rotate and they're going to have gaps. It's going to be open nets and they're not the best at saving. But in higher ranks, high chally, situations, say if you're like this and the ball's coming to you here and it's bouncing like this, and say if they're positioned like one there, and this guy's here.
Yeah.
What's open?
That right corner. Backboard, yeah, true.
Backboard, double tap. Just have a single touch from here. You can double that every single time.
Yeah.
It's a lot of the time you'll find that, I want you to watch out for this when you get free touch. If I was explaining this to someone earlier on as well, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Onesie. Close, far. So these are all opposites. High and low, slow and fast. So if we get the ball here, I'll do it in a different colour, otherwise it's going to be weird. If we get the ball here, Meklar's here, and he's challenging you fast. So he's close, he's low, he's coming fast. We need to go far, high, and slow. So in other words, that would be an air dribble on target over his head.
Right.
If a general rule, if they're sat just in net waiting for something to happen, I'll do this in blue. So they're far, they're low, and they're slow. So we need to, in essence, keep it close to us, but go high and go fast. So we can do that by following up the play ourselves and being fast to go for a double tap. They're going to panic. One of them's going to jump for it, Anna. The other one's going to sit there. Course. It's like a general rule into how to beat players. Another really good thing to think about is, until you get really confident with air dribbles and stuff, or doing, I'm sure I've seen you double tap. I'm sure you can double tap. But another thing to think about is, if we take Mekla out of the equation and we do get the ball in the same place, is to, and say these two are sat here again, we want to kind of lure one of them out. We can take a soft touch left and then hook around the ball and then do a hook shot. So we can change the dynamic of this close, far, high, low thing. If we're not comfortable with that, what we can do is change them from being far and slow to close and fast, and swap it around, reverse it in our favour. Get them to come out a little bit by this first touch, thinking they can go for it, and then go fast. This is like the flakes thing.
Oh, yeah.
You've seen a lot of that way. When Spook Luke covers it a lot as well with the soft touch. He'll do it all sorts. There's loads of him that do, like, I think Moxie does it all the time with his little bounce dribbles all the time, keeping it close in ones with his little bounce dribbles, because he can go at any point.
Yeah.
But yeah, something to think about. I'll write this notes up. I always do like 3 points for you to work on for now.
Okay.
Then what I'll do from there is I'll get back in touch with you in like a week or two, and we'll do like a quick review of a replay. Just literally sit down, watch it together. So, have we implemented the changes? Are we working on this? Something like that. If we have, and we're looking confident, then we can start developing to our strengths, start looking at building up our weaknesses, and we'll build you an actual play style, start molding you, kind of thing.
Okay.
And really utilize our strengths, build up some speed as well. And really start getting it, because you've got a really good foundation. There's a lot of stuff you are doing right. Yes, we've not got that much mechanical stuff that we're doing at the moment, but that's just a case of spending time in free play and muscle memory, just practicing, our aerial stuff. I have seen you do some mechanical stuff, but we're not like, it's not something we go for all the time, is it?
Yeah, it really is not.
But we want it there just to use it if we have the space. If they give us space, we want to punish it, don't we? So
Yeah.
but yeah. Do you have
you
any questions?
yeah. I mean, not really. You kind of covered what like this was so much better than the other guy that I talked in the chat, right?
All right.
This is so much better. This was so much better. You actually tell me what is happening in like situations and shit. Like you're doing really great job. I can like
No, thank
it's
you.
really
I appreciate it.
easy. It's really easy to kind of follow what you're telling, even though you said you were waffling, right? But it just like it makes way more sense with like what you're telling and stuff like that.
Yeah, because there is some out there that'll just go, look, no, you should do this. Just trust me, you should do this. And you're like, well, why?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's like I would never tell you to do something if I didn't have a reason why, or I love this kind of thing. I genuinely do. I genuinely love breaking it down and doing it. And
Yeah.
I just, I don't know. I've got a weird mind that likes this kind of thing. So,
Yeah.
but no,
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Honestly, it means a lot.